The Tipton summary is as follows. The real total taxable sales actually increased 1.1%. Number of reporting firms down 3.5%. Population is the same. Average sales per capita actually increased even though we had fewer stores, and average sales per firm increased even though we had fewer stores. This is the real total taxable sales for Tipton, so that's been adjusted for inflation, and it's in millions of dollars. So you can see this 10-year horizon from 05 to 14. You can notice the recession there in 09 and 10 and 11, but in the last few years you've been kind of bouncing around that $44 million, and you actually improved by $500,000 fiscal year 13 to fiscal year 14. This is the annualized number of reporting firms in Tipton. So these are all the businesses that are reporting their taxable sales within Tipton. And here again, it's a 10-year horizon. And so these are businesses per year. And so we see 166 in 2005, but it's been steadily increasing even through the recession. You've been steadily increasing in businesses, topped out at 2012, and then you lost about 7 businesses in the last year. But you still have the taxable sales even though you don't have those 7 businesses. The total taxable sales per capita, and so this is all the taxable retail per person. And so with the red dash is Tipton, and in the blue dotted line is the state of Iowa. So you can see that Tipton has been significantly higher on sales per capita than the state of Iowa. Matter of fact, if you look at 09 and 10, you'll see that there's very little drop in comparison to the state of Iowa as far as the recession is concerned. If you've been kind of holding your own all the way through in the last 5 years, and you just increased about $200,000 in taxable revenue this past year. Population trends, and this has been adjusted to 2003 population. And so the red line you see Tipton, the red dotted line is actually Cedar County. It's sort of masked by Tipton. You can barely pick it out. The state of Iowa is the blue dotted line, and you can see we're losing just a little bit of population probably in the last 4 or 5 years, but it's not significant. Keep an eye on that vertical axis. It's only 105% to 95%, so it kind of exaggerates this image just a little bit. Population trends for peer cities. And so you're in group 4 as far as a peer city, and we can show that later. So this is a little different scenario than what we had with the state of Iowa. The peer group average is in the blue dotted line, and Tipton's in the solid red. So you can see we're doing better than our peer group, and we're pretty consistent in the last 4 or 5 years as far as population trends. This is the estimated trade capture. So it's an annualized number of shoppers. In the red dash, that's actually the number of shoppers that you're attracting to Tipton. In the blue line, that's actually the population of Tipton. So you can see that there's more shoppers than the population of Tipton that are being served by Tipton retail. And it's been holding pretty steady for the last 5 years also. The pull factor comparison with the peer group is shown. The peer median is in the blue dash and Tipton's in red. So you can see that by the chart that you've been above break even of 1.0. And that being said, it's similar to the last chart, meaning you're drawing in more shoppers and what you have population. And so, and this has been fairly consistent in the last 3 years. It looks like it has narrowed just a little bit between the peer group and Tipton as far as the pull factor comparison. I see 1.1 1.17 and 1.27, so it's narrowed just a little bit. Worker inflows and outflows, and this is as of 2011. And so you see in the dark blue arrow, we have 1,060 living elsewhere but employed in Tipton. And then the round circle is employed and living in Tipton at 518. And then the blue or red arrow is living in Tipton and employing elsewhere. So evidently Tipton's a pretty nice place to live if you got that many people living in Tipton and employed elsewhere. The best thing is to have them also then move into Tipton. This chart is the neighboring community comparison of per capita retail sales. And so the bar that is in red is Tipton with 13,927 sales per capita. The next one is Wilton, which is a close second, and then it drops off to Durant and on down the line as far as the community comparisons. So Tipton's in pretty good shape as far as the region is concerned. This table indicates actually two tables, median household income and poverty rate for Cedar County. The median household income for Cedar County is $58,530, which is significantly higher than the state of Iowa. In the bottom part of the table, the poverty rate is 7.4, which is also significantly less than the poverty rate for the state of Iowa. Both of these are good numbers. In some of the charts and tables, we've talked about a peer group, and this is Tipton's peer group as you go through it. It's a relatively large peer group, and so you can see that Tipton population is 3,221, and compared to some of the others, like you have Denison at 8,000, and I think 9,900 is the top population for this. As well, it takes into effect capital sales per capita.